This stop is 165 St. Terminal and Q8 stand. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 164th Street. Transfers available to Q6, Q9, Q41, Q54, Q56 and Q110. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 164th Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. Transfers available to N4, Q24, Q30, Q31, Q113 Limited and Q85. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 160th Street. Transfers available to the E&J trains, AirTrain, Long Island Railroad, N4, Q4, Q5, Q42, Q83, Q83 Limited, Q111, Q112, Q113 Limited, Q114 Limited, Q54, Q56, Q24, Q9, Q6, Q110, Q25, Q34, Q65, Q20A, Q20B and Q44 SBS. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 160th Street. Next stop Jamaica Avenue and 150th Street. Transfers available to Q83. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 150th Street. Next stop Sutphin Boulevard and Archer Avenue. Transfers available to the E&J trains, AirTrain, Long Island Railroad, Q25, Q34, Q65 and Q44 SBS. This stop is Sutphin Boulevard and Archer Avenue. Next stop, Sutphin Boulevard and 97 Avenue. Transfers available to Q40 and Q60. This stop is Sutphin Boulevard and 97 Avenue. Next stop, 146th Street and 101st Avenue. This stop is 146th Street and 101st Avenue. Next stop 101st Avenue and Liverpool Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and Liverpool Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and Cresskill Place. This stop is 101st Avenue and Cresskill Place. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Van Wyck Expressway. This stop is 101st Avenue and Van Wyck Expressway. Next stop 101st Avenue and 133rd Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 133rd Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 131st Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 131st Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 127th Street. Transfers available to Q41. This stop is 101st Avenue and 127th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 124th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 124th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 121st Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 121st Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and LaFayette Boulevard. Transfers available to Q10 and Q10 Limited. This stop is 101st Avenue and LaFayette Boulevard. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 115th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 115th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 113th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 113th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 111th Street. Transfers available to Q37. This stop is 101st Avenue and 111th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 109th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 109th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 107th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 107th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 105th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 105th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 100th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 100th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 97th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 97th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and Woodhaven Boulevard. Transfers available to Q11, Q21, QM15, Q52 SBS and Q53 SBS. This stop is 101st Avenue and Woodhaven Boulevard. Next stop 101st Avenue and 94th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 94th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 92nd Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 92nd Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 90th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 90th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 88th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 88th Street. Next stop 101st Avenue and 84th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 84th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 80th Street. Transfers available to the A train. This stop is 101st Avenue and 80th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 77th Street. Transfers available to the A train. This stop is 101st Avenue and 77th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 75th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 75th Street. Next stop, Liberty Avenue and 4 Bell Street. This stop is Liberty Avenue and 4 Bell Street. Next stop, Grant Avenue and Liberty Avenue. This stop is Grant Avenue and Liberty Avenue. Next stop, Grant Avenue and Pitkin Avenue. Transfers available to the A train in Q7. This stop is Grant Avenue, Pitkin Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Autumn Avenue. Transfers available to Q7. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Autumn Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Euclid Avenue. Transfers available to the A and C trains. Q7 and B13. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Euclid Avenue. Next stop, Euclid Avenue and Sutter Avenue. Transfers available to B13 and B14. This stop is Euclid Avenue and Sutter Avenue. Next stop, Euclid Avenue and Blake Avenue. This stop is Euclid Avenue and Blake Avenue. Next stop, Euclid Avenue and Linden Boulevard. Transfers available to B20 and B15. This stop is Euclid Avenue and Linden Boulevard. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Linden Boulevard. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Linden Boulevard. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Workman Avenue. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Workman Avenue. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Flatlands Avenue. Transfers available to B84. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Flatlands Avenue. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Brooklyn Development Center. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Brooklyn Development Center. Next stop, Seaview Avenue and Erskine Street. Transfers available to B83. This stop is Seaview Avenue and Erskine Avenue. Next stop, Gateway Center Terminal and Gateway Drive. This stop is Gateway Center Terminal and Gateway Drive. This is Q8 to Spring Creek Gateway Mall.